Hello there. So January is over, which means the first month of 2024 for movies is over. I kind of said that a bit funny, but I've watched a month of movies. This month I focused on African movies, which you're here to see, and 1920 movies. It was interesting. So my plan is, each month focused on a different region of the world, and a different decade. So, February will be 1930s, March 1940s, and so on. And then additionally, each month would be like a region, like I've just said. Now, that's not the only movies I watched that month. It's just like a focus, like a priority, I guess. And yeah, I'm here to just say my highlights of the month, I guess. Like, I don't know, I just enjoyed doing a little video, giving little suggestions. They're really just for me to do and just kind of keep track of my movies. But to be honest, the last one, people actually watched it. People actually were really nice, really lovely. Maybe because Isla was in the video as well, so I don't know, maybe it's sweetened them a little bit. But people actually watched the last one, which is crazy. We got a lot of nice comments, and maybe a couple of those people are watching this one. Who knows? But if they are, yeah, thank you for watching another one, I guess. But even if not, I just want to read off a couple. So for my top 10, I'm going for ones that were maybe more of a surprise. There's going to be a lot of well-known ones on there. But for example, A Nightingale's Prayer, there's one called Yaba, Battle of Algiers. Those movies are great, critically acclaimed. Everyone loves them. They're not in my top 10. Although I realise they probably deserve to be because they're great movies. But I'm kind of going for more ones that I didn't expect to be good that were good, if that makes any sense. But anyway, my top 10. In number 10 is one called Of Good Report, which is from South Africa. It's about 100 minutes long, from 2013. And that one was really nice. It's kind of like Lolita, a little bit, where, so it's a little bit dodgy, but it kind of puts a spin on it. It also doesn't just copy it does its own thing. And yeah, it's disturbing at points. The ending is crazy. I did kind of wish it went one little step further. The end kind of just ended, and I was like, damn, I wish there was like a little bit before the final bit. But overall, it was just really good. It's about this guy, does a few things he probably definitely shouldn't have done, and then kind of falls in love with this person, blah blah blah. And seeing it from his, like, even though what he's doing is terrible, because you're watching it with him and you're kind of seeing them in the situation together. When they're about to get caught, you kind of feel like you're about to get caught a little bit. You kind of feel a bit like guilty yourself, and then you're kind of tense on the edge of your seat because you're like, oh geez, I don't want these guys to get caught. But yeah, it was very well done. It was very well done. It's on Netflix actually, in the UK at least. So if you're in the UK, give it a go. Also on Netflix though, in number 9 is Atlantics. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Atlantics. It's a more of a recent one, 2019. It's about 100 minutes again, about an hour 45, and it's from Senegal, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much to say about that one, but it was just a very solid movie. It was very good. I really enjoyed it, and it just ticked the right boxes. Honestly, yeah, it was really good. It's about. It's hard to say about the movies without spoiling them, but it's about it's a love story where maybe one of them dies and then somehow he comes back. That's all I say, but it's very well handled. It's very grounded as well. It's not too silly. It doesn't, the supernatural element is taken very seriously. In at number 8 is one called how do you say it? Sanga? I don't know. It's a very low budget one, you can tell that. I had it as Congo for my list. Now, a lot of my movies, their origin is going to be kind of swayed because a lot of the movies are, they come from multiple countries. I've tried to have it so that the movie it counts as is, maybe where it's set, or, who it was produced by the director, maybe. Like, it's a great area. So I've got it as Congo. I think it was really Angolan, but, I had it as both, I guess. But anyway, Sanga. It's again 100 minutes. It's from 1972, a bit earlier, a bit more of an older one. And all I'll say is there's a couple at the start who just had a baby, and the husband gets taken away by the police. And the woman throughout it tries to find the husband, walks to each of the prisons to find out where he is, get him free. Additionally, you're seeing what's happening to the husband. And I won't say any more, but it's a very emotional film, and it really takes you on a journey. And I was really surprised by how it ended. But I think even though it was maybe sadder of an ending, it made it a better movie. You know what I mean? Sometimes a movie has to be a sad ending to be a better movie, and I think this was very good movie. And number 7 is one called Destiny, also known as Dakan, I think. It's from Guinea. It's 87 minutes. It's from 1997. And it's about two men who love each other, right? And as you can imagine, given when it's set and where it is, it's very frowned upon, right? It handles the love very well. It portrays it very well, portrays it very nicely, and it's just a very beautiful film. There's a lot of struggle with it and a lot of difficulty of what, when they try and, kind of similar to Brokeback Mountain, they kind of try and pretend that they don't love each other and move on and both get with different, get different wives, and it doesn't work out in different ways, but it's 100% worth a watch. And it did exactly what it needed to do, and the ending is very, very bittersweet, I guess you could say, but it's very good. In 6th is one called, I can't say these ones. I think it's Linguini, one of those. Lingui, The Sacred Bond. It's from Chad, which was kind of funny just because it's called Chad. I don't know, no offense to anyone from Chad, but obviously in England, Chad is like, oh, he's a right Chad. It's like another word for like a real lad, I guess. I don't know. Why am I explaining the word for Chad? Anyway, it's from Chad. It's a very serious topic. I shouldn't be laughing. It's about a daughter who gets pregnant, and then the mum, even though they shouldn't be doing this, tries to get her an abortion. That's the movie. It takes it very seriously. A lot of these are very serious, I realize. A lot of these are very dark. But it takes it very seriously. And you really feel the struggle. Because obviously it's not just against someone in their country, it's also against their religion. So it's a very big decision to do what they decide to do. And not only is it a big decision, it's difficult to actually get the outcome they want, because it's against the law, so no one wants to do it for them. So yeah, it came out in 2021. It's only 88 minutes, that one, so I couldn't recommend that one more. For all of these, I couldn't, but that one was a really nice touch. Moving on to number 5, we have one called Black Girl, or it's called Le Noir D, I think. Something like that. But it translates to Black Girl. It's from 1966. It's from Senegal, another one from Senegal. And it's only 60 minutes, only 1 hour, right? Exactly 60. It is a very tough story to watch. It's about someone who moves from Senegal to France when someone asks them to come. And instead of being more like a nanny, they're treated more like a maid or like a servant, right? And it's kind of her reaction to that transition, and it's very tough to watch, and it's a very tough ending, but it was very good. Very, very good. In number 4, we have probably the most critically acclaimed one called Mulad, which is, how do I explain this? It's from Morocco. It's 2 hours long. It's from 2004. And it's about, in wherever it's set. I don't know if it is set in Morocco. I don't think it is. I think it might be set in Senegal, maybe. I'm not sure. But in wherever it's set, it is a tradition for girls to be circumcised. And it follows one lady who tries to stop that and, kind of keeps girls, not captive, but like protects them in her house, puts this rope up called the Moda, which is meant to stop anyone coming through. And, maybe, I won't say too much about what happens, but that's what the story's about. As you can imagine, it's very tough, like every movie I'm saying. But it actually was much better than I expected. I went into it knowing it was meant to be a good movie, and it still blew my expectations out of the water. So I couldn't recommend it more. Very good movie, and probably the best in terms of quality from the list, I would say. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It does, you don't see anything too graphic. I would say any parent out there probably might affect you a bit more, because obviously, it's about kids and stuff. But it was very well done. In 3rd, we have I Am Not a Witch, which is from Zambia. It's about an hour 45, and it's from 2017. It's about a girl who shows up in a village and is instantly accused of being a witch, right? Doesn't do anything to deserve that, obviously, but she's like maybe 8, 10, whatever. From there, she's sent to this place where they keep witches. They get tied to this little rope. They basically get kept as pets. This girl, though, gets a little bit famous. She goes on the owner, right, of the witches, whoever has the witch farm, takes her on a talk show, and then kind of gets popularity from that. So she's kind of paraded around. She experiences backlash from people who do think she's a witch. It's just very tough to watch. You know, you can gather from the name what it's going to be like. You know, it's literally called I'm Not a Witch. And yeah, it's very, you know, it's a very drama based. You really, sometimes you forget this is just a little girl. And then when you are forced to remember that, it does kind of get you. But yeah, very, very good movie. In second one, in second place is a very different kind of movie. It's called Who Killed Captain Alex, right? Now, this movie shouldn't be good. As far as I know, this movie was made very low budget, and there's only one copy of this left, which is one that was like on a CD, because the real copy the director deleted to have more for, like storage to make it his next movie. So the only copy of this left is this one that has this narration from the director, which is just so funny. Like, he's just talking over it, making little quips. I think without the quips and the jokes, it's probably like a 2-star movie. Like, it's a very it's like a B movie, right? But something about it just works so brilliantly, and it's just so funny. And yeah, I couldn't recommend that one more. It's on YouTube for free. It's like just over an hour. It's from Uganda, and it's just amazing. I had other movies scheduled for Uganda, and I just didn't do them because I was like, nothing's gonna beat that. There's no point even putting on a worse Uganda movie. So number one is a movie I guessed would be top spot at some point. I guessed before I put any movie on from Africa, this would be one of my favorites based on what it was. There's a running theme for me, as a couple people know, that I really like the probably from what you can tell from the list, I really like the sad movies that, you know, anyone with that's terminally ill, any kind of death, I love those. Not because of what's happening is good or because I find it funny, nothing like that. Literally just because it makes you feel like an emotion that a lot of movies can't do, right? So you kind of feel this emotion, like After Sun. I love After Sun because you kind of, it upsets you. And some people hate that. Some people hate the idea of being like saddened by a movie. I like it because it, you know, when it can do that, it shows it's a good movie, you know. So this one, Super Moda, is about a girl who's really ill, really ill. She's gonna die soon, and her dream is to be a superhero. And the village kind of makes that happen. That's the movie. It's 74 minutes long. It's from Kenya. It's brilliant. It's also on Netflix right now in the UK. You need to watch it. It's, like I said, it's very sad, but it just does it so well, and I couldn't recommend it more. You know, I was close to crying. I'll be honest, I was close to crying, and a part of me today was like, should I put that number one? You know, Mulad is probably a better movie. Captain Alex, blah blah blah, and I was like, you know what? It is the best. It is my favorite. But yeah, so that is it for my African movies. But yeah, so definitely number one, and I just loved it. But yeah, so that is it for all my African movies. I watched many more. I don't think I've said this actually in the video, but I've watched at least one movie or short movie or documentary from every African country. So I've seen at least 54. I think I ended up watching close to 70 African movies this month though. So, you know, I got my fair share. It's also worth saying any country I watched a movie from, I always try to prioritize like a full-length movie. If that didn't happen, I then went for a documentary or short movie. Now, some options, you know, I couldn't watch a full-length movie. There literally was nothing. But yeah, I watched at least one movie for every country. And like, say if there's a movie that was from multiple countries, it only counted as one. I had to watch a different one for a different country. So yeah, it was very good. If you want to see the list for that, or the list for my 1920 movies, look down below. I'll put a little link to them. And yeah, besides that, February is going to be my 1930s and my Middle Eastern region. So I'm going to watch movies from the Middle Eastern. And I've already kind of pre-prepared my movies from the Middle East. And I must say, they're looking very good. So yeah, that has been it. I will see you at the end of February, I suppose. Until then, I've been James. I'll see you next time. Bye.